Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome in. My name is Jackie Pierce. I am your instructor for ENC 1102 for this very quick B7 term in fall 2025. So, one of the things that you can look for each week is a similar announcement to this where we'll go over what's happening this week and all of that good stuff. So, I call them weekly walkthroughs. So, let's go ahead and open the course. And when you come in on the home page, of course, you've got kind of the basics of the class. You have some important links, which are also available over here on the left-hand margin, and you have the full schedule. So I always like to provide the full class calendar right at the very beginning so that you can be planning ahead and that sort of stuff. But most of the time, when you come into the course, you will want to utilize the third link down, which is the modules, because that's where everything lives as far as like what the reading assignments are, what the writing assignments are, how to do everything aside from these announcements, which we'll go over some of that as well. You will always have access to the most recent announcements. There haven't been one, right? That's why I'm doing this first one up here at the top of the home page. But otherwise, you're going to live on the modules page. Now, during this first week, of course, you're going to also explore just the course itself and kind of how to navigate and all that good stuff. While we're on the home page, I will also show you a couple of links. One, of course, is to the first module. This is just the start here. This link will take you to the library website where our library guide or LibGuide lives. Now, all of the readings for the course are here other than there's some that are in the modules that have been provided from outside. But most of the things that you will read are in the LibGuide, and you can access it anytime you want, the main part of it, by just clicking on this link. Each time we have a writing assignment or reading assignment, I should say, that will be linked in the modules as well. But if you really want to just go explore the LibGuide, you certainly can. In fact, let me show you what that looks like. This is the main page. Everything is broken down over here on the far left-hand side. And an important human being to know is our designated librarian, Miss Nora Rackley. She's housed at the Leesburg campus, but you can, of course, contact her anytime by email, phone, or to schedule an appointment. She is also, should be in the class with us. And so if you wanted to inbox her in Canvas, you should be able to do that as well. So anyway, this is where your readings will come from. So let's talk about the modules. The concourse syllabus is the syllabus for the class, and one of your main things that you're going to be doing this week is going through that. I am not going to open it. For one thing, I'm in the sample student view and it won't open if I try. So that's easy enough. But that's part of what you're going to do this first week anyway. All right. So in getting started in our week one, you will notice that almost yeah, everything, all the modules are posted. The only things that are missing, there's a couple of uh lecture videos that I'll be adding for week 5 and week 6, but otherwise everything is here. And they're all set up the same way. So each week you have an overview page and you have a learning materials page. So the overview is exactly what it sounds like. Let's look at unit 1. So in week 1, we're going to look at what's happening. Here's the module outcomes. Very short, very straightforward. The next page, however, which you can get to from the next button or to go back to the modules and click on the page, is where all of the learning materials live so that you know what you need to read and watch and do before tackling the graded assignments. Okay. So in this week, of course, it's mostly just getting started stuff. We're looking at the concourse syllabus. We're looking at some overviews of the writing assignments. You've got links to the main paper assignments. You've got video presentation assignments on fiction and drama, which you will take a look at. You also, of course, have a link back to the homepage. We've already looked at that, and you'll use the modules for day-to-day stuff. We do have a Q&A discussion. If you have questions about one of the assignments, it's a good idea to post it in the Q&A because it goes out to all the people in the course. You can also subscribe to that question and answer discussion. So if another student posts something, you'll get alerted to it. I find that most people are not using the Q&A discussion these days. They're sending me a private message in the inbox, which is fine. But if it's a question about like how to do something, I may have to answer it as many times as there are students in the course. So it is great if you can use the Q&A. We've got a help and support page, and then of course this links back to the announcements, which you are currently watching. You have lecture videos that are very old. You will notice I do not look like this anymore. That is me though. Then you have your reading assignments. We've got Getting Started and the MLA Basics sections. Those are the two that you're going to focus on for this first week. We've got a link to the Library Citation Center because that's where you're going to learn how to cite sources, um, and all kinds of other wonderful things. There's also templates for things like the MLA paper guidelines, stuff of that nature. I also have linked you to the library tutorials page. I will go over the skills that you need, but the tutorials are great for things like navigating the databases, how to use MLA, all that good stuff. All right. So once you have gone through all of the learning materials, once you have learned the materials, it's time to earn the points. So we go to the modules, or we could click next. And the first assignment is the Getting to Know You discussion board. It's a discussion board. Most of you are familiar with those. But just as a reminder, I've got a video on how to include a video. I would love it if everybody would use videos to introduce yourself. Um, if not, if you could at least include a picture so that in the actual post, not just as your profile, because most of us have this isn't me now because it's in the student view, but most of us have an account profile photo. But, you know, introduce yourself. I've got some information, got some questions there to ask. When you are ready to post, you just click reply. You can do your assignment down here. Now, if you do want to use the video, the instructions are in that account or in that video, but let me show you. The magic button that you're looking for is the Kaltura button, which is here. Embed Kaltura Media, and that will let you put a video directly into the discussion board. You can also send a video. I mean, you can use a YouTube, you can use whatever. But anyway, once you're done, including all the information that you want, click on reply. And then, of course, you will have other people's to reply to as well each week or each discussion. We don't have a discussion all the time. All right. The other assignment this week is a quiz. It is not meant to be a hard quiz, but this is the Startup Scavenger Hunt and MLA Review. Take your time with it. There are some short answer and essay questions that you will need to spend some time on, but you are free to look up the answers. Like this is just to make sure that you're oriented to the class. It's not meant to be a trick. All right. So this works just like any other quiz. You'll open it, you'll take your time with it, and then you won't submit it until you're all done with it. Okay. So that's it for week one. Getting started, all good stuff. Like I said, the modules are all open. So if you wanted to take a look ahead and see what's coming up, you are welcome to do that. You also have links that are always available to the Office 365 stuff, to your grades, and all these wonderful things. So if you have any questions this week, two things to do, maybe Q&A discussion board, especially if it's about the class, or if it's something private, send me a message in the Canvas inbox. Always use inbox to contact me instead of just regular email, because it's internal to Canvas, and so we can talk about grades and things there. All right. Excited to get to work with you guys this semester, this short semester, only 7 weeks. Let me know if you have any questions or if you need anything, and I will be back with you next Monday for another video. Take care, everybody.